Have you ever thought that just one inexpensive ingredient from your kitchen could completely transform your garden? No chemicals, no high costs, yet it can reduce pests, limit fungal issues, and make your plants visibly healthier in just a few days. It may sound hard to believe, but many gardeners have quietly been using it with surprisingly effective results. What's interesting is that almost everyone already has this ingredient at home, but doesn't know how to use it properly. Use it the wrong way and it won't work, but if you do it right, you'll see a clear difference in plant growth. In this video, I'll show you some lesser-known ways to use baking soda, extremely simple, yet effective enough that you'll want to try them in your garden right away. One of the simplest, yet highly effective ways to prevent and treat fungal diseases in plants is by using baking soda. You just need to prepare 1 liter of water, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a few drops of dish soap. The dish soap helps the solution stick better to the leaf surface. After mixing, pour it into a spray bottle and apply evenly on both sides of the leaves, especially in areas prone to fungal infections. You should spray this solution every 5 to 7 days, or immediately when you notice signs of disease. This method is particularly effective against common issues like powdery mildew, leaf spots, and mold, which often occur in hot and humid conditions. In terms of how it works, baking soda creates a slightly alkaline environment on the leaf surface, making it difficult for fungi to grow and spread. This makes it a safer alternative compared to many chemical treatments, especially for those who prefer natural gardening methods. However, there are a few important precautions. Avoid spraying under strong sunlight, as it may cause leaf burn. The best time to apply is early morning or late afternoon. Also, do not overuse or mix it too strong, as high concentrations can damage the leaves and affect plant growth. In addition to treating fungi, baking soda can also help you deal with soft-bodied pests, like leaf-eating caterpillars, in a very simple way. The method is easy. You just mix baking soda with flour at a 1-to-1 ratio, then lightly dust this mixture onto the leaf surfaces, especially in areas where pests are present. When the insects consume this powder, their digestive system is affected, causing them to weaken and reducing their ability to damage the plant. This is a natural approach that doesn't require chemical pesticides, yet still delivers noticeable results when applied correctly. One advantage of this method is its convenience. You can apply it directly without complicated preparation or special tools. Just sprinkle a thin layer, and it can significantly reduce leaf damage, especially in small gardens or home setups. However, be careful not to over-apply. If the layer is too thick, it can block sunlight and interfere with photosynthesis, negatively affecting the plant. Also, apply it when the leaves are dry, and avoid rainy or dewy conditions, as the mixture can be washed away and lose effectiveness. With consistent use, you'll notice a clear reduction in pests, less leaf damage, and healthier plant growth without relying on chemicals. Besides treating fungi and pests, baking soda can also support stronger root development when used correctly. The formula is very simple. Prepare 1 liter of water, a small pinch of baking soda, and a bit of aloe vera, aloe juice. Mix well, then use this solution to lightly water around the base of the plant. Aloe vera contains enzymes and natural nutrients that stimulate root growth, while baking soda helps reduce fungal activity and stabilize the environment around the roots. When combined, this mixture creates a relatively clean and favorable condition for root development, especially for newly planted or weakened plants. Once the solution is fully dissolved, place the cuttings into it and soak for about 30 minutes. During this time, the active compounds from aloe vera, combined with the stabilized environment created by baking soda, help reduce the risk of fungal infection at the cut surface and support the cuttings in adapting better before planting. After soaking, remove the cuttings and plant them directly into the prepared soil. Thanks to this pre-treatment step, the cuttings will have a higher survival rate, root faster, and are less likely to rot at the base during the early stages. A rather interesting tip that many gardeners share is sprinkling a very small amount of baking soda around the base of tomato plants. The idea is to slightly reduce soil acidity, which may help make the tomatoes less acidic and more pleasant in taste. In addition, a less acidic soil environment can help reduce fruit cracking and limit the presence of certain insects and snails around the base of the plant. However, this method requires great caution. If you apply too much, it can abruptly change the soil pH, causing stress to the plant and slowing its growth. Therefore, only use a very small amount and avoid applying it too frequently. If done correctly, you may notice slight improvements in fruit quality, and the soil environment around the plant will also become more balanced and less favorable for pests. Ants can indirectly harm plants because they often protect aphids and other sap-sucking pests. To deal with this, you can use a very simple method. Mix baking soda with sugar at a 1-to-1 ratio, then sprinkle it near areas where ants are active or around the base of the plant. The sugar attracts the ants, while the baking soda affects their digestive system once ingested, helping reduce their population naturally. The advantage of this method is that it doesn't require chemical pesticides, making it safer for the surrounding environment and easy to apply. You only need to sprinkle a small amount and monitor the situation. If needed, you can reapply after a few days. However, avoid placing large amounts too close to the plant base, as the mixture may slightly affect the soil if overused. It's best to apply it along ant trails or areas where they frequently travel to increase effectiveness. After a short time, you'll notice a clear reduction in ants, which also means fewer indirect pest problems affecting your plant. In some cases, especially when using stored rainwater or slightly acidic water sources, plants can be affected without you realizing it. Common signs include slow growth, pale leaves, or weak roots. In this situation, baking soda can be used as a temporary solution to help balance the pH of the water. The method is very simple. For about 10 to 20 liters of water, just add a small pinch of baking soda, stir well, and use it for watering as usual. This small amount is enough to slightly neutralize the acidity, helping plants absorb nutrients more effectively. The benefit of this approach is that it helps prevent pH shock, especially during long rainy periods or when your water source is unstable. When the pH is more balanced, roots function better, leading to more stable plant growth. However, this should only be a short-term solution, not something used regularly. Overuse can make the soil too alkaline, negatively affecting beneficial microbes and nutrient uptake. So, only apply it when necessary and always in very small amounts. Before sowing, a small but very important step is treating seeds to reduce the risk of fungal growth. You can use baking soda for this in a simple yet effective way. Here's how. Mix 1 liter of water with 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, then soak the seeds for about 30 minutes. After soaking, rinse them with clean water and sow as usual. This method is especially useful for seeds like tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers, which are prone to fungal issues during the early germination stage. Baking soda helps reduce fungal presence on the seed surface, improving germination rates and giving seedlings a healthier start. The advantage is that it's easy, low cost, and doesn't require strong chemicals. However, avoid soaking for too long or using a higher concentration, as it may affect seed viability. If applied correctly, you'll notice more uniform germination, fewer rotting seeds, and stronger seedlings right from the beginning. When making compost at home, you may sometimes notice sour smells, mold, or unpleasant odors. signs that the microbial balance is off. In this case, baking soda can help stabilize the environment inside the compost pile. The method is simple. Lightly sprinkle a very thin layer of baking soda over the surface, then gently mix it in to distribute evenly. Baking soda helps reduce acidity, limit mold growth, and neutralize bad odors. As a result, the compost environment becomes more stable, beneficial microbes can function better, and the decomposition process becomes more efficient. It's a small but very useful tip for anyone who regularly makes compost at home. When used correctly, you'll notice less odor, more even decomposition, and higher quality compost for your plants. After pruning, many people skip treating the cut surface, but this is actually one of the easiest entry points for fungi and bacteria. To reduce this risk, you can use baking soda as a simple and effective protective method. The process is very easy. Right after cutting, lightly sprinkle a thin layer of baking soda over the cut. There's no need to use much. Just a light coating is enough to create a temporary protective barrier. Baking soda helps dry the wound surface quickly and creates an environment that is unfavorable for fungal growth. As a result, the plant can recover faster and the risk of stem rot or infection from the wound is reduced. This method is especially useful for soft stem plants or in humid conditions, where fungal diseases develop more easily. You can apply it after each pruning session to improve plant safety. If you're growing plants using a simple home hydroponic setup, you've probably noticed green algae forming in the water. Algae not only makes the water cloudy, but also competes with plants for nutrients, which can slow down their growth. A lesser-known tip is to use a very small amount of baking soda to help limit algae growth. Just adding a tiny amount to the nutrient solution can help stabilize the water environment. Baking soda slightly adjusts the water conditions, making it less favorable for algae to thrive. As a result, the water stays clearer, roots remain cleaner, and plants can absorb nutrients more efficiently. However, this method requires extreme caution. If you use too much, it can quickly alter the water chemistry and directly harm the roots, even killing the plant. So, only try this if you already have some experience with hydroponics, and always start with a very minimal amount while carefully observing how your plants respond. In summary, with just baking soda, a very common household ingredient, you can apply a wide range of methods to care for your garden. From preventing fungal diseases, controlling pests, supporting root growth, improving soil quality, to handling smaller issues like ants, algae, or compost odors. However, the most important thing is not using more, but using it correctly and in the right amount. When applied properly, baking soda can become a highly effective helper, making your plants healthier, more resistant to diseases, while saving costs and staying safe. On the other hand, overuse can negatively affect both plants and soil. So, use it wisely, observe how your plants respond, and adjust accordingly to achieve the best results.